Hello class, good day. Welcome to our discussion. As for this module, we'll be talking about the absolute dependent motion analysis of two particles. So in our previous topic, we talked about the motion of a single particle, right? Sa Newton's law of motion, di ba isa ra ka particle atong gina analyze. Now we'll be analyzing two particles. So here, one particle affects the movement of another particle. So mo ni siya ang sa in this topic. This is about the analysis of two particles. So in some types of problems, the motion of one particle will depend on the corresponding motion of another particle. So muna kung giingon sa imo ang duha man ni ka particles atong gina-analyze, ang giingon diri is ang motion sa usa ka particle, let's say here at A, will affect the motion of B because they are connected. But if di sila connected, of course, there is no motion. So example is na sample diri nato, no, we have here an inclined surface on this side, and inclined surface on this side. We have particle A and particle B. So here it is represented as a block. So we have block A and block B. So unsa may naa diri? So if there is a motion, if the body is moving, sa ato pa nagka-increase ang iyang distance or position. So we denote that with the symbol S. So if you remember in our very first lesson, when we talk about motion, atong symbol is S. So it talks about the position. So here, the position for A is denoted by S sub A, and the position of B is denoted by S sub B. So now, unsa man ning datum. So kuan lang ni siya, mura lang siya starting point. So if you measure kani siya, ang distance ani paingon diri is di man na ingon nga gikan gyud diri sa tunga. If you measure the distance of each particle, di ba? So imong buhaton na is dapat ang pag-measure nimo is gikan siya sa perpendicular nga datum. So this line is perpendicular to here and also sa kanipo diri. And then from there you can already measure the distance S. So ato lang gisab A to denote that this position is the position of A. So diri yapon same yapon sa B. So ang imo gyapong kuan dira is to measure the its distance or position is dapat atong datum is katong perpendicular ani nga line. And also on this side. So it should be perpendicular. Therefore, we call this as our position for B, or ang atong symbol is S sub B. So if you notice, this is on a single chord. No, usa na ni ka chord. So kung na-take distance diri SA and we have a distance here SB, sa ato pa naputi distance here. So in your module, they name it point C and point D. So if this is point C and this is point D, therefore natay distance or length CD. So in your module, ang ilang gamit ka symbol is letter L, small letter L. This symbolizes for the length. So the total length, so ang LT, which is the total length of the chord, is LT is equal to the position of A, that is S sub A, plus the length of this arc CD, plus the length of this position B of the particle block B. So SB na siya. Or we can just use the symbol L is equal to S sub A plus L sub CD plus S sub B. Since we are considering the position function for this equation, no, if you remember again, if we have the position, the relationship of velocity to the position is just the first derivative of the position with respect to time. And then the acceleration is just the derivative of the velocity with respect to time, or the second derivative of the position with respect to time. So mora na siya. Okay. So that's why we have it here. The total length is equal to S sub A, which is this one, plus length CD, L sub CD, plus S sub B. So kani siya nga length is equal to the total length. So unsay giingon ni diri giingon diri nga taking the time derivative of this expression say pasabot ana. We differentiate this expression with respect to time. Ato lang siyang gi-derive with respect to time. So if we have the length is equal to A plus LCD plus SB. If we derive or differentiate the whole equation with respect to time. So, di ba pwede man nato ni mura siyang ma-distribute. So, we have the length LT over dt is equal to d SA over dt plus the LCD over dt plus d SB over dt. So, mo ni siya iyang itsura. Now, ang length sa chord from here to here, throughout that time, maski pag maglihok na siya, paingon pa na dira ang movement dito or paingon pa na diri, the length of the chord remains constant. So ato na i-note, the total length remains constant. Unsa pa? This length here, the length CD remains constant also. So unsa raman ang ga-change? Siya, char lang. So ang ga-change is kanilang. So kani it's either magka-increase or magka-decrease, and also this one magka-increase ang ka-decrease. But this one is remains constant. So kung kani si SA mo increase, si SB pasabot ni decrease. Or if ni decrease si SA, pasabot ni increase si SB nga naman, of course. Kung imo ning bitaron dadto, mugamay gyud ni dire, di ba? Pag imo ning mabitaron dire, mugamay pud ni dire. So ingana lang na relationship. So since take into consideration ang total length sa PC, di man mo taas ang PC or mumubo kung mulihok ni sila, remains constant man ang total length and also ang length nga kaning CD. So pasabot pa, the total length and length CD is constant. And we know that derivative of any constant with respect to any independent expression is always equal to 0. So this is a 0. This is just 0. So we can rewrite the whole equation as the derivative of S sub A with respect to time plus derivative of S sub B with respect to time is equal to 0. Yan sa may pasabot ani again, the velocity is derivative of position with respect to time. So this is position A, position B. Therefore, we can rewrite this equation as like this. Velocity of A plus velocity of B is equal to 0. For this sample, so lain ni siya, depende sa sample. Now, if we derive the velocity with respect to time, okay, velocity with respect to time, it becomes acceleration. So this denotes then that acceleration of A plus acceleration of B is equal to 0. So, moro ni siya. So, maluto yung una dumduman. You need to establish where is the datum line. So, always remember that the position of this, let's say we call this particle or the block in this example, is always measured sa katong perpendicular ani nga length, and also this one. And also note that kani siya is constant, and then the total length is constant, and then kung atong i-differentiate ang whole expression with respect to time, so any derivative or derivative of constant is always equal to 0. So motong we come up with the SA derivative of the position A with respect to time and derivative position B with respect to time is equal to 0. Then we know that ds over dt is just the velocity. So velocity A plus velocity B is equal to 0. And kung ato na po siya differentiate with respect to time, we get the acceleration acceleration of B plus acceleration of B is equal to 0.